What's up, guys? D3mon, I'm back here again, and I'm doing a tutorial for making a Minecraft server. And I have tutorials. I even used them way back in the day when I first started doing a server, which a lot of you may know about or may not. But that's besides the point. I'm going to try to make this one the simplest possible because I found myself watching as many as I possibly could because of all the server errors I had. So, and just so you know, I am doing Craft Bucket, not vanilla, because I don't see a point in doing vanilla servers. So, first you need to do, you're going to need to go to this site right here, dl.bucket.org, and I will put the link in the description. Now, there is this recommended build, and this is the first thing that got me. I noticed it was on a lower update than what I'm currently on, and there was this little thing down here called beta build. Now, I want to know what the difference is between them, and it's not the fact that it's any buggier. It kind of is, but it's more like they hadn't completely tested everything. So in a sense, it really is that they are buggier, but it's different. Now, if you want to know, you click alternate versions here, you'll find dev builds. Now, those are the buggy ones. Don't mess with those unless you absolutely have to. I would recommend beta builds and recommended build over everything. So unless you need a specific Minecraft update, stay with recommended build. For now, we're going to be doing 1.15 RO2 beta build. And so I have a server folder here, and inside it you download this and you'll just get this Craft Bucket here. Now I'll show you what this is in a second. Now this Craft Bucket thing here is your server, and it's just a basic jar. It doesn't do anything. Clicking it does nothing. So you have a batch file, or what's commonly known as like a run file, which makes it run. You need to make a new text document. Simply just right click, go down to new, and go up to text, wherever that is, text document, and you have this, and you're just going to name it run. Now you're going to open it up, and I'll put in the description as well, and you're going to have, you don't need to know what this means because I hardly even know what that means. It just makes your server run. Now you're going to have to do file, save as. Now you can't do a save because you need to save it differently. You're going to do run, but you're going to do .bat this time. And there you go. Now you have this little gear icon here, and you're going to double click that, and it's going to give you a little thingy there. You see I have a little error, so I'm going to have to go figure out what's up with that. And so what you have to do is you have to click on this little Craft Bucket here. You have to right click and click rename, and Control C copy, or just right click copy, and then you got to go in here. I'm going to use Notepad++ now. Hopefully it's not too confusing. And in this place, so this, you're going to paste in the exact name of your Craft Bucket.jar and save that. Now you run it. It's going to reference your Craft Bucket. It's going to start generating everything. See here? It's going to take a while because I'm recording, obviously. It's doing all the base stuff. And done. There. Now when it's done, you can exit out, but I always like to do stop because it closes everything correctly, and you never, or well, not never, it minimizes your errors. Now notice your folder is cluttered with stuff, and now you're all confused because you don't know what's going on here. So pretty much anything you need to pay attention to here is going to be banned IPs and banned players, which is your banned IPs or IP addresses and the banned players by name. You can just open this up, and you can just type in somebody's name if you don't want them to be on the server right there, and simple as that. You have your ops or operators, people who have every permission. You got to be careful with these because if somebody has op, they have every permission with the exception of a few plugins. This, you can delete this now. Server here, that's your log, and if you want to know what I mean by log, when you run a server, it shows all this stuff right here. And everything that shows in that box, any kind of command anyone ever runs, pops up here. So if you ever have a little problem where you need to check if somebody had ran a command or something, I like to open it with Notepad++ because it puts it in this nice format here. You just scroll down, scroll through, and you can find anything anyone's ever done. Now nothing's done on the server, so you're not going to find anything there besides all the creation stuff. And it is a little bit difficult to go through. This is something you can completely ignore. Here, you're going to have an editor other than Notepad. Well, I think it's possible to do it with Notepad, but I always use Notepad++. And in here, we'll go through all these settings. So leave this blank. This is whether or not you want the nether to be on. Now, when somebody's in the nether, your server is going to lag a lot more than it normally does, depending on your system. Enable query, just leave that as false. Allow flight, that's your decision again. A level type, default server port. That is going to be based on your port forward, which I will do in a future video. Enable Archon, you can leave that at false as well. Pretty much leave everything here. Try to leave height. That's the one, you don't want to mess with that unless you lower it, because that likes to cause glitches and stuff. Spawn NPCs, true. Whitelist. The whitelist is only people on the whitelist can get on the server, so you can choose whether you want that true or false. Spawn animals, true. Snooper, just leave that as true, that's fine. Hardcore, that's if somebody dies, they get banned from your server. PvP, that's another one, player versus player. If you want players to be able to kill each other, turn that to true. On mode means you want it to check to see if somebody actually has a legit Minecraft account, or if you even care if it's cracked or not. Difficulty, you have 0, which is peaceful. I believe 1 is normal or easy, then 2 is normal, and 3 is hard. We have game mode 0, which is survival, then game mode 1, which is creative, and game mode 2, which is adventure mode. Max players, all based on your system specs. Spawn monsters, you can leave that on true. Most likely you want to. View distance, leave that on 10. Generate structures, true. And this is what pops up under your server in the Minecraft menu. So you can just put hello players. Save that. Okay, so now you're wondering, you got your whitelist here, which I just went over, but now you're wondering what all these folders here do. So these are your world files. So if you ever don't like your world, want to reset the world, you can always just delete one of these while the server's not running. But other than that, you really don't want to mess with these. Now, you have plugins here, and it's empty. So, well, let's say you want a plugin, and you may be asking what a plugin is, but it's what makes servers do cool things. So you're going to head over to this site here, which is plugins.bucket.org, and you just find what you want. So we'll do essentials, because that's one that a lot of servers have. It's a very popular one. And you're just going to hit download on this side here. Download. I will go into my plugins folder here and save that. See, it downloads as a WinRAR zip. And then you will go into your server here and see essentials here. You're just going to extract here. Okay, now you have all this stuff. Now you can choose what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep, but everything likes to run the way it all comes. So you can delete this now, and then you got to run the server, let it do its thing again, and now it's done. Into plugins, and you have folders. So you're gonna in here. This is what you got. Plugin config. This one we'll go into in another video. Now you just open this up with Notepad++ or your favorite text editor, and you just change some things. For instance, this stuff will all be useless, but you come down to, like, for instance, here, when somebody has /AFK or they sit still for 300 seconds, as you set here, you can set if they're able to pick up items or not. If you set this to true, that means it disables their ability to pick up items while AFK, so that you can't have somebody AFKing by like an automatic cactus farm or something. You can do a lot of things with plugins here. That's when you have different servers such as jail servers and RPG servers and such. It's all based on the plugins. So plugins are your friend, but they can be difficult to code. Now this one, it looks difficult, relatively easy to code. It gets hard when you do permissions, which will be its own video specifically, but they should be enough to get you up and running. And other than port forward, which I will go into that in another video. So I hope that helped, and if you have any feedback for me, or if you want to know anything else, just leave it in the comments below.